Oh, hey y'all, how's it going? Fatty here, and thanks for joining the channel that's slightly less unsettling than a mall Santa who wasn't even invited. And in today's video, I am bringing you how to get 5k cementing paste in 5 minutes, and let's not waste any time and let's just jump right into it. Okay, so in this video, I wanted to kind of give a better example of what these spots would look like. So instead of doing it on a single player and just making it look really nice and taking my time, I decided to go on the server that I'm currently playing on and kind of show you what might be around, what the traffic might be like, and it gave me some mixed results. Some of the spots that usually aren't really that busy were definitely a little busier this time, as well as some of the spots that weren't usually busy or like usually aren't really picked through was totally picked through. So it's kind of interesting, so we'll kind of talk about that as we go through this video as well. But before we jump into all the locations, coordinates, and stuff like that, I just wanted to really quickly thank subscriber Paulo. He's been really commenting on a lot of stuff, answering all the questions on like on my channel, as well as, you know, people like other subscribers have been helping on Discord, and I really appreciate that. He mentioned he wanted a gas bag named after him, so I just really wanted to do that really quick. So here you go, bud. Paulo N, here is your gas bag named after you. I'll try to use it in the next raid, and hopefully it will survive it, but if not, that'll also be kind of a fun one, right? Other than that, let's just jump into the first spot. So with all of these spots, I'm going to kind of show you the order that I kind of farm these in. So I usually start in this first one that's going to be in the swamp at 76.7, 55.0, and I start here because this general area, the next I would say 2 or 3 have the most. So I usually start here, collect them all so they have a little bit longer of a time to spawn as you travel the other ones and then travel back, versus giving the other area a little bit longer to spawn, because then you can hit up like the first 3 spots twice and the later spots, the number 4 and 5, only once, and then you can get just a ton. So like I said, starting off in the swamp, you want to just head east down this river when you're looking at the map, and this whole river is going to be filled left, right, side in it. You really have to look. There's going to be a ton. Now this is again one of the spots that gets a little bit more picked over, especially on this server, because at the end of this there is the like double waterfall that has a couple nice little rat holes. When I first started playing Small Tribes, I actually based there. It was a nice little hidden location. I think it's on one of my hidden videos. I have done so many of those, sometimes it's hard to remember. But yeah, so sometimes you get people there and they kind of pick through this one just because it's like right outside of their base. So just be wary of that one. That's why this one was a little bit picked over. And then going on to our second spot, this one is going to be located at 68.0, 58.9. Now this is just going to kind of piggyback off that last spot we did. It is just, if you continue down this river, instead of going east, you're going to start heading north. And once you get past this little middle section, which gets a little bit dry and bare, there's not a lot of beaver dams in there, you get to another section that's just going to have a ton. Now from this spot, you really only want to head south, really like southwest from the location I gave you in the coordinates, kind of back towards the swamp. Everything north of the location, the actual coordinates I gave, isn't going to have much. So like I said, just head to like the south part heading towards the swamp and you'll find just a ton there. These ones are really close together, which makes this really nice. Then moving on to the next one, which is going to be located at 54.3, 76.2. This is just in between the floating islands and the swamp, on some of the little like smaller floating islands that you can kind of frog hop onto like the main floating islands. This is usually how I get up there if I'm using a mana to try to get onto the floating islands as well. Now all around here there is going to be a ton. I usually on average find like 7 beaver dams there. Let's say 5 to 7. And this one is usually not picked over, and I'm not quite sure why. It's all in the open. There's none that are like in the water. They're really easy to spot, and they just seem to spawn a lot quicker than majority of them. So this one is actually by far my favorite one. It is just really nice. Like I said, you can see everything coming. Beavers are a lot slower on the land than they are in the water, so this gives you that little bit of an advantage to not get just like beaten around if you're like earlier in the game and whatnot. So it's just a really great spot. If you guys have seen my silica pearl video or my oil video for Crystal Isles, then you definitely know this spot. It's a great spot. If you haven't checked out those 2 videos as well, but this one's going to be located at 36.2, 59.8. Now this one, like I said, your silica pearls, oil, as well as a few beaver dams. Now this one's a little bit more hit and miss. This probably has like the least amount than any other spots on this map. But there are still some here, and as well as the other resources, so it's always good to check, especially if you're getting silica pearls or oil as well. But like I said, if you kind of go up this way, up the river, there's going to be some, as well as down in this water on the way to Oil Island. You will find some down there. You're not going to find some like super deep. It's more in the shallows, but it will be deep enough that you're not going to be able to see them just from that surface level. Then going to the very last spot that I'd like to go, this one's going to be located at 38.1, 47.5, and this is the one I call Ice Cave. Now, there is the Ice Cave here, and a lot of people build up in it. And like when I went today on this one, I did not see a single beaver dam or a single beaver. So whoever came decided they needed to kill all the beavers, which is ridiculous. It is almost as worse as the people who leave stuff inside of them, and so they don't respawn new ones and people can't get new resources. They do not spawn new resources. I don't know what Bob is thinking that. And like I was arguing with somebody on a server the other day that's why they don't. I'm like, no, destroy the beaver dams so new ones comes. Don't kill the beavers because they're also tied to beavers too. So there have to be beavers in the area for beaver dams to spawn. Unless you're on Ragnarok and they're like those special beaver dams. That's a little bit of a different, but that's off topic. So let's get back to this. So this one has some up and down this little river all the way to where the waterfall is and all the way to the entrance of the cave. This one usually has a good amount. It's not the best one by far. They're usually kind of spread out on this one, but it is also a really good spot to go to. And like I said, if you go hit up all these ones, you will get like easily like a couple K just hitting these spots in a very, very, very short amount of time. So definitely let me know how it goes if you guys haven't tried these ones already. If you guys know any other spots, please let me know down in the comments below. If there's any other resource guides you want to know, please let me know also in the comments down below, or join my Discord and let me know there. It's another great spot to get a hold of me. Also, don't forget to check out my Let's Play series that's running right now on Elite Arc. It's been a really great time, getting a lot of great responses from that. And it's just, it's been fun. I do those in between the how-to kind of videos, something to mix it up. So if you guys aren't only wanting to watch tutorials, definitely check those out. There's been a lot of fun PvP moments and a lot more to come because we're really getting established. We're getting lines. It's going to be a good time, going to be a fun ride. So definitely come check that out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.